On the world news tonight from Babagide Imo Television, first the headlines. Tinubu to present proposed 2024 budget in few days. CJN urges judges to remain fair in judgments. Good news as FG makes huge announcement about 1,101 naira cooking gas. Nigeria Secret Police DSS arrest former NIRSAL boss Aliyu. On sports, NFF confirms indigenous coach as replacement for Super Eagles coach Jose Pesero. I am Morire Rabila Lawal, the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu will, in the next few days, present the proposed 2024 budget appropriation bill to a joint session of the National Assembly. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has said. Abbas will disclose this at a one-day capacity building retreat for chairman and deputy chairman of outstanding committees in Abuja on Monday. Also said the Green Chamber will convene a town hall meeting with stakeholders on the 24th 2024 budget. The Speaker asked the Chairman and Deputy Chairman in all the standing committees of the House to consider and finalize the budget within 2 weeks without compromising the integrity of the process by engaging in the haphazard and superficial considerations. It is the first time such an engagement is planned at the national level. I invite our partners to work with us in preparing for a vigorous and all-inclusive budget process. To ensure speedy passage of the 2024 budget, I charge all committees to double their effort and finalize on considerations in 2 weeks. However, this does not imply arbitrary and superficial consideration of the budget. Rather, it is a challenge to you to deploy all resources and make the needed sacrifices to ensure we pass the budget in good time for the good of all Nigerians. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, has asked the judges to maintain the integrity that the judiciary is known for and remain fair and firm in their judgments. The CJN was speaking at the opening of a special session of the 2023-2024 legal year and swearing in of 58 newly conferred senior advocates of Nigeria in Abuja. Ariwola added he expects every judicial officer to work very hard and also be very honest and cautious to the litigant, witnesses and members of the bar, and discharge all the judicial functions with all the humility at your command, while pledging to safeguard the rule of law, the holistic independence of the judiciary, and the trust and confidence of the public. The CJN further reiterated the determination of the judiciary not to be overwhelmed by the sentiment of the public in the decisions. He said that the law remained the law no matter whose interest was involved. It taught them all that in all they do as interpreters of the law, they should endeavor to sever the strings of emotion from logic and assumption from fact. The CJN further reminded the judges that it is necessary to have at the back of their mind that public opinion, sentiments, and emotions can never take the place of the law in deciding the cases that come before them. The federal government has announced that it has initiated a process to resolve the challenges leading to the skyrocketing prices of liquefied petroleum, better known as cooking gas, which has risen above 1,100 naira in some parts of the country. A statement by Louis Iba, spokesman for the Minister of State's Petroleum Resources Gas, Ekperipe Epo, said the minister waded into the house and issue, noting that it was unacceptable and should be discouraged. Epo said the minister addressed the situation in a meeting held at the NNPC Towers, Abuja, recently. The meeting had in attendance top officials of the Chevron Nigeria Limited, led by Sensei Nerasimi, Nigerian Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, led by its Chief Executive Officer, Farouk Ahmed, and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited. The minister, who noted that Nigeria is abundantly endowed with gas resources and reserves, said the situation where some of the multinational firms were more concerned with gas export without dedicating huge volumes to the domestic market was unacceptable and should be discouraged. He also promised to make sure the price of cooking gas in the country's domestic market is reduced ahead of the Yuletide period. The Department of State Service has arrested the former Managing Director of Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk Sharing System for Agricultural Lending, Aliyu Abdul Hamid. Although information could not immediately ascertain the time and reason he was arrested, his arrest may not be unconnected with financial fraud and criminal diversion of agency funds. A picture of Abdul Hamid seen on Monday showed him sitting on bare floor at one of the DSS offices. Information exclusively reported on June 8 how the former managing director of the firm, Aliyu Abdulhamid, allegedly siphoned close to 1 billion naira using the private bank account of the agency's head of finance, Idris Issa Awida, as a conduit. According to the report, Awida uses 3 personal bank accounts, FCMB, GTB, and Stanbic, to receive proceeds of fraud on behalf of Abdul Hamid. Although the agency is not a security agency, Abdul Hamid fraudulently orders payment of money for advance for security challenge in the northeast on the farms field, security challenge in the north central on the farms field, advance for external security issues, armored car, and advance for security challenge in the southeast on the farms field. These illegal funds are directly wired into the private bank account of Awida. Also on October 6, 2017 at around 4:56 p.m., NIRSAL credited Awida's GTB account with the sum of 8 million naira for security interest. As at October 2019, Awida still received money in his personal account. Information had discovered that Abdul Hamid used Awida's personal bank account to perpetuate financial fraud so as to eliminate anyone tracing the stolen funds to him. Moving on to the next story. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the Central Bank of Nigeria, 8 directors have been redeployed to the Financial Sector Surveillance (FSS) department in the Maitama office. The decision has raised concerns among staff members who fear that it could be a prelude to more redeployment and possibly layoffs. The FSS department is often seen as a less prestigious posting within the CBN, and the redeployment of 8 directors there has been linked to be sent to Siberia. The move has fueled speculation that CBN is under pressure to rejig its workforce and more redeployment could be in the offing. A source who confirmed the redeployment said that nothing happens at the FSS. Instead of sacking these directors, they were sent to Siberia. The source also revealed that other directors who were moved last week include Dr. Mohammed Hassan, formerly of the Monitoring Policy Department, who now heads the Trade and Exchange Department, and the former Director of Human Resources, who has been moved to capacity. The redeployment started over 2 weeks ago and has generated anxiety among other staff members of the Apex Bank. Still on the world news, Abdulmumin Jibrin, a member of the National Assembly representing Kiru, Bebeji Federal Constituency, has said the new Nigerian People's Party is still open to collaboration, alliance, and merger with the All Progressive Congress (APC). Jibrin, a prestige of former Kano Governor Rabi Musa Kwankwaso and chieftain of the NNPP, said his party is not shutting the door on working with the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and the Labour Party (LP). Reps members organized a prayer for Tinubu. Jibrin said this on Sunday, November 26, when he hosted 1,000 religious leaders at his country home of Kofa, Bebeji, Kano, for a special prayer session for President Bola Tinubu and Nigeria. In his brief remarks, Jibrin said his relationship with President Tinubu is not secret. He added that Kwankwaso is his mentor and will continue to support a harmonious relationship between the President and the NNPP chieftains. The former APC member described the NPP as a very promising party that will continue to be pro-Nigeria. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has given reasons for the renewal and upgrade of road infrastructure around the state, especially on the Eleko and Epe corridor, where the Etiosa-Lekki-Epe Expressway was reconstructed, completed, and commissioned recently. The 18.75-kilometer rural road stretching from Eleko to Epe T-Junction has been upgraded from a 2-lane roadside to a 6-lane rigid concrete carriageway. Thus ending its poor state arising from the upsurge in average daily traffic volumes that subjected its users to delay and hardship. Sanwo-Olu noted at the commissioning of the expressway that with its upgrade into 6 lanes, with street light installation and dedicated tracks for trailers, the narrative has changed, adding that motorists plying this route now enjoy stress-free commuting. The governor explained that the state government invests in infrastructure and impacts positively on the socio-economic well-being of the residents. Recalling that before the intervention, the expressway was in critical condition, creating agony for travelers and causing pain in the movement of goods. Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, reacted to the demolition of the properties belonging to Igbos in Lagos State. Speaking on Monday, he urged Igbo leaders to pay the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and the President, Bola Tinubu, a visit. Ejimako made the call against the backdrop of demolitions in Lagos State. The Lagos State government has been accused of targeting Igbos in its demolitions. However, Ejimako said the Igbo leaders should also visit the National Assembly caucus, traditional and civic leaders. Posting on X handle, he said Igbo leaders should issue an ultimatum against the demolition and not beg. You are watching the world news from Baba Bagide Imo Television. Next to come. Greater Oyo State movement on Monday at the toll gate end of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway reviewed the security situation along the road and decried the renewed wave of kidnappings on the Ogun State axis of the road. Their coordinator, Comrade Adekola Bangbadi, told reporters that the last week's news on the fresh kidnappings called for the concerted effort of all and sundry, especially now that Christmas and the New Year festivities are around the corner. Speaking on the aftermath of the street journals reported entitled "Kidnappers Return to Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Abduct Commuters for Money," Bangbade said the Oyo State government must be commended, at least dispatching teams of Amotekun to both sides of the road at every assigned point, but there is a disturbing information concerning the welfare of Amotekun Corps, whose morals appear to have gone down seriously. Yes, this is so because a number of Amotekun Corps manning those locations and working day, night to protect our people are allegedly being owed 7-month allowance by Governor Seyi Makinde. A situation where allowances that would serve as morale booster for the security guys are being owed in an excess of over 7 months. Quite a lot needed to be done immediately to salvage the situation. Governor Seyi Makinde has been praised for being a pro-workers at all levels. Now is the time that our Amotekun Corps need its support to secure the road for the greater good of the people plying the road, and more importantly, those who will be coming into the country for the Yuletide celebrations. Moving on to the next story. The Delta State Police Command has announced the destruction of a suspected cult initiation and recovery of a pump-action gun. The police spokesperson, DSP Edafe Bright, said in a statement today that November 20, 2023, at about 7 p.m., a team of police officers acting on credible intelligence stormed an uncompleted building at Mission Road in Sapele, where a cult initiation was reportedly taking place. Bright stated that upon sighting the police, the suspect fled in different directions, abandoning a bag. Upon searching the bag, the police recovered one English pump-action gun. He noted that the recovered exhibit is in custody, and investigation has commenced and efforts have been made to identify and arrest the fleeing suspect. In another incident, the police spokesman also stated that it had arrested a suspected cultist and recovered a locally made quarter-sized gun. Moving on to foreign story. Sierra Leone's government said it was in full control on Sunday evening after reporting an attack at the military armory in the capital Freetown that sparked armed clashes, which the president called an attempt to destabilize the state. Authorities in the English-speaking West African country, which has been going through a political crisis following elections in June this year, have declared a national curfew until further notice. President Julius Maada Bio said late Sunday that calm had been restored after what he described as an attempt to undermine peace and stability in the country. Most of the leaders have been arrested, security operations and investigations are ongoing, Bio said on national television, adding that the government would ensure that those responsible are held accountable. Finally, on sports. As the discussion over the future of the head coach of the Super Eagles, Jose Peseiro, continues to reach on, the Nigeria Football Federation has settled for indigenous coach as his replacement. Peseiro's contract as the coach of the senior national team of Nigeria will expire after the Africa Cup of Nations, but it has a provision that it will be extended if the team gets to the final of the tournament in Cote d'Ivoire next year. A poor start to the 2026 World Cup qualifiers has reopened discussions over his future, with the coach also in the running for the job of the coach of Egyptian side, Zamalek. It appears he could be gone sooner rather than later. Speaking on the future of the coach, the head of the technical committee of the NFF, Sharif Rabiu Inoa Allen, said the poor technical ability of the coach is why the team is struggling deeply. He made it known in an interview which was aired in Hausa language, pointing out that the reason why he still at the M till date is because his contract stipulates that if he is sacked while he still has a running contract, he will be due an equivalent of his salary of around $60,000 a month for the next 3 years. People do not know that there have been undue interferences, and in most instances there is only little we as technical committee members can do. We had once resolved to let him go at all costs, but the minister weighed in and pledged for another lifeline on his behalf. That's end the world news from Babagbagbagede Imo TV this hour. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu to present proposed 2024 budget in few days. CJN urges judges to remain fair in judgments. Good news as FG makes huge announcement about 1,100 naira cooking gas. Nigeria's secret police DSS arrests former NIRSAL boss. Described as CBN redeploys 8 directors to FSS, anxiety grips staff over redeployment. On sports, NFF confirms indigenous coach as replacement for Super Eagles head coach Jose Pesaro. For update of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Babagbagbagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Gbagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advertisement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Mo Rabila Lawal. Good evening.